Houston Real Estate Radio starts right now.
You're listening to Houston Real Estate Radio. Hope you're enjoying your Sunday afternoon. I'm Shannon Register.
I'm James Brown.
You can find our videos at HoustonRealEstateRadio.com. If you miss part of the show or if there's something you want to hear later in the show, we've got a great show lined up for you today. In a little while, we're going to discuss the difference between a pre-approval and a pre-qualification. And there's definitely a difference there. And whether you're buying or selling, you're going to want to know about that because it affects sellers just like it affects buyers. So definitely want to listen up for that. If you miss it, go to HoustonRealEstateRadio.com and you can watch the videos there because we do videotape all the segments. Mm-hmm. All right. The Perfect Light. Have you heard of them, James?
Yes, I have.
They are in the Woodlands, which is pretty close to us, right off of I-45, and they do landscape lighting. Mm-hmm. Really nice landscape lighting.
Mm-hmm.
They do
really
Christmas
nice.
Lights at Christmas time, but
Mm-hmm.
throughout the year they do landscape lighting. And I want to know your take on it because in the MLS every once in a while I'll see photos that are of the house. Nighttime photos of the house where they have the landscape lighting on. What do you think about that? Do you think that's a good move or not necessary? You have a limited amount of pictures. Use only each room.
Well, it's definitely not necessary, but I really like the look, and it definitely creates an air of drama. And you're right. Most houses don't do it, so the ones that do it will stand out more.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah,
it takes a little extra effort, and a lot of people aren't, for whatever reason, aren't willing to take that extra effort, and so it for some people it does pay off.
The lights, as far as the lights themselves, do you prefer the solar lights or the hardwired lights?
I prefer the hardwired lights because you can turn them on and off when you need them. Mm-hmm. I've had solar in the past, and if there wasn't enough sun that day to charge them up, then they're only going to run for a few hours at night, or they're going to
they look weaker. I
super
think.
dim. Exactly,
Mm-hmm.
they get super dim quickly. And then you basically have a little glow stick in the yard instead of a.
All right. So, do you think that buyers really care whether the house has landscape lighting or not? Is that something important?
I think it's important at a certain price range. People expect that. They expect a dramatic landscape lighting, in the higher end homes. And the higher up you go, the more that's expected. Mm-hmm. I think everybody needs some outdoor lighting for a security standpoint, sure. And that just, what that can mean depends on, where you are and how the layout of your house is. But, mm-hmm. I don't know why anybody wouldn't have outdoor lighting.
One thing that I really liked about the Perfect Light when they came out and installed my Christmas lights is they sent an electrician first. Mm-hmm. And he came out to the house and he put in a new outlet just for the Christmas lights.
Oh, wow.
And
how much was that?
Well, that was an extra. That was all part of it.
Oh,
that was
wow.
all part of the Christmas lights. And, he said, if you need it, then that's what we do. We make it safe. Mm-hmm. And, most people just go throw lights on the house and plug them in. So mm-hmm. I really like that about the Perfect Light. And you can find them online at theperfectlight.com. So if you have any landscape lighting needs, give them a call. They really do a nice job. Also, we've got free buyer books to give away. We're still giving those away. We've gotten a lot of calls on them. And, mm-hmm. if you are thinking about selling your home, if you're thinking about buying a home, it's a great book to have. It's put out by the National Association of Realtors, and it's a great guide. You can call us at 281-882-8088. And when you call us, leave us your real estate question. We'll be happy to answer them on the air.
Mm-hmm. If you're just interested in the book and you don't have a question, that's fine too. But it is kind of a gift we give to those who call with a question. But yeah, it's the most comprehensive buyer guide that I've seen, and it's free. Yeah.
All right. Well, what do you think about this housing market? I'm exhausted. What about you?
That's exhausting is a good term. I've been all over the West Side right now with different buyers, and it's just amazing how fast things are going. They're finding the perfect house and wanting, there's no sleeping on it. If you want to sleep on it, it's gonna be gone. And it's just, but it's exciting because there's a lot of great houses out there. The bidding competition when you're on the seller side is really, really fun to have multiple offers come in.
Sure, you have a lot of options.
Yep. And that's, to me, I think is the fun part of the job is when you get, when you have people bidding on your house and you're wondering, should we go with these folks, and what do you know about these people? Should we sell it to them? And you actually get a choice instead of having to, go with, whatever one person's willing to pay, and having to go down on your price. And
Mike's going to talk
whatever.
about, looking at their financing situation and seeing how strong it is as part of the offer. That's right. I mean, there's a lot of cash buyers out there right now, which is amazing. And I know we're going to talk about that later. The different types of approval and that's important because, not all pre-approvals or pre-qualifications are equal. Yeah. It's exciting that there's so much going on with the market. Single family homes really are the driving force of our housing market. And so it's great what's going on. A few weeks ago, we had David Jarvis with Metro Study on Houston Real Estate Radio. And some points that he made are that, one, consumer confidence is up. And also, apartment rentals are the highest they've been in history. And that's not just, apartment rentals are the highest in history, but rental prices in general are high. They're up high right now. They're super high. As a matter of fact, the cost of buying a house is 40% cheaper than the cost of renting the same size apartment or house somewhere. And a lot of people out there may not realize that it's cheaper to buy a house right now than it is to rent the same size space. Home building starts. They're up 27% in Houston. Can you believe that? Mm-hmm. It's amazing to see, and we talked about the lot shortage that we're having right now, and so it's going to be interesting to see how that shakes out with the amount of buyers that we have and buyer activity we have, and the fact that there's fewer and fewer homes being built because there's no developed lots. And home prices are rising. The total property sales are up 29% according to the Houston MLS. And also single-family home prices are up 3% over last year. So we know when we have data showing that home prices are going up. Yep, we're definitely here. Some hurdles that the home builders continue to see are mortgage underwriting standards, and of course they just implemented some new FHA changes. So that affects any buyer if they're doing an FHA loan, but these are just more hurdles in the way for home builders. And the building materials and the lots, we've talked about the prices are going up for those as well, which increases the housing prices. They're still seeing some appraisal issues, but I do have an update on appraisals, which is exciting. Yeah. I've had a few appraisals lately come in higher than the sales price, and I haven't seen that in a very long time. So, and I think that's good news. I think that's very good news. And what that means to me is that the foreclosure market is drying up. And so you're not having those homes compete with your home to determine market value. Right. And that's, like I said, that's a really good thing to see. I mean, I have a foreclosure investor that's looking for foreclosures right now, and he can't find any. So I know that's what's happening, and that's the reason the prices are starting to appraise at a higher value. Well, and according to the MLS data, listings are down 20% over last year. So as the foreclosures dry up, we're seeing shortages because of so much demand coming into the Houston area. So there's only about 3.6 months of inventory right now, and a normal market has about 6 months. Well, 5 to 6 months in Houston, 6 to 7 months nationally. Right. So we're definitely at a housing shortage. It's a great time to sell. I said it a week or two ago. It's a great time to sell, good time to buy. I heard a prediction last week that by 2016, home construction and volume will be at or above the peak we had back in 2006. Really? That fast? That fast. I hadn't seen that. Yeah, that was very interesting. Doesn't surprise me. Well, if things keep going the way they're going. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me a bit. Yeah. All right, well, stay tuned. We've got some great guests coming up for you. You're listening to Houston Real Estate Radio, and we'll be right back. If you've got a call-in question, give us a call either now or after the show, 281-882-8088. We'll be right back.